you recording audio? Cool.
Hi, everybody. I'm Harry, and I'm your host of Music Matters. Today, we have with us Aron Drum. Say hi, Aron. Introduce yourself.
What's up, you guys? I'm Aron Drum.
Okay, and
I'm from Sulphur Springs, Como, Texas area. And I play a lot between Greenville, Dallas, Longview, all the East Texas area. And tonight, I played in Studio 801.
That's right, you did. It was a good show.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. You played 5 songs for us, which is fantastic. Kind of acoustic. I don't know how to describe it. I know you said that you get singer-songwriter a lot,
Yeah.
but it's I'd say a little bit more indie. I guess grunge is not a bad description. Acoustic grunge, maybe. But yeah, very enjoyable. That was good. So I got to ask. So Aron Drum, but you don't play drums.
No, I don't play drums.
But
I could play church drums.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that's about the extent. But I do play every other instrument.
Okay. And the name of your band is just Aron Drum?
Aron Drum.
Okay. And it's but it's an unusual spelling. You're not Aaron.
No, it's Aron. I was named after Elvis. My dad was an Elvis fanatic, and he used to manage, like, I don't know if you've heard of Orion, but he was a big Elvis impersonator back in Elvis's time.
Okay.
And my dad booked some shows and helped do some things for him. So my dad was a fanatic, and so I got named Aron, Aron.
Okay. Okay. So I get my favorite, one of my favorite SNL episodes here. I've got Aaron and I've got Balaki with us today because Blake is in the is the engineer chair and he's looking at me with the death eyes.
No, I'm looking at you. I'm tired.
And then the Duke is actually John Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's your so it's Aron Duke Drum on Instagram, and that's where that came from. So,
Yep.
All right. So Dad's got has some heroes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's too bad Christy is missing out tonight because she's a big fan of the King.
And Drum is actually like a family name. Like my grandparents were Drum and everything. And
Is it short for something or?
no, we're just Drums. We're the Drum family.
Okay. Because I don't think I've heard Drummond. I've heard Ludwig. I've heard but never Drum.
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll learn something new all the time. So originally from Texas?
Yes, originally from Texas. Greenville and Sulphur Springs area is mostly where I grew up.
Okay. And you have been you've been tooling around in a few different bands over the years.
Yep. I actually started off, believe it or not, doing church music and praise and worship and stuff. And then I got into rock and roll and decided to break some rules and get a little crazy and let that side of me out. And so my first rock and roll band was called Slow to the Cause. And I don't really know what to say our sound was. I just would say rock. And then we played all over Deep Ellum, all over Dallas, all the trees, Curtain Club, like constantly, Wits End, you name it, we've played over there. And then I got in a band called Mother Mammoth, which was actually a little harder rock, more metal than anything. And we caught a few shows in Dallas and played I think we were together for a couple of years, maybe 3 years. So, and now I'm a solo artist.
Are
But
you?
that doesn't mean I'm opposed to band members. Like, I just don't
Okay.
have band members.
Okay.
I would actually prefer one day to, I've got an electric rig and everything, so I'd prefer to do something with a lot of atmosphere and reverby and digital stuff. Or not digital, but like analog reverb and real atmospheric stuff. That's,
So like shoegaze atmospheric, like pedals and
yeah, you could, I guess you could say that.
so Aaron's looking for a date for a bandmate.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you play an instrument and you think you might be up for the challenge of playing in a band, Aaron might be looking for. What are you looking for?
Everything. Right now I'm doing everything, and I've got so many ideas in my head that I just want to bring them to life. I bring them to life in the studio as far as bass and guitar and vocals go.
Okay.
But I'd like to add some, maybe some tribal sounding drums, some like, I like, the reason I went acoustic is because, for one, I'm a solo artist, and I like the spiritual element of music. Like, I like the natural spiritual element. I like campfires, and there's an essence in music, and I think that that's probably one of the most important parts of music, because if you don't have that, you don't really have the feel. But I like to capture that, and so I don't want to ever lose that. But the feel and the passion is very important to me, and I think that that comes from the spiritual aspects of it.
Okay.
So one day maybe atmospheric and like tribal drums, and that's my vision.
Tribal campfire rock. Got it.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay. That's a thing. I know when the boys were younger, we used to go on the campouts with it was adventure guides. They kind of changed the names. It was the WISE program, where you take your kids and you go camp in the woods, and usually not in tents. It was usually in a cabin somewhere. You had sleeping bags, and I think we did tents once, and it sucked. But a lot of campfire. Sometimes you'd have music. Somebody would play guitar, and I know I grew up and went to camp and all that, and had the guitar, the campfire guitarist. You definitely got some of that going on, but but a little bit more. I mean, I really enjoyed your music. It was good, but I could definitely see throwing back a couple of beers, sitting around the campfire, maybe smoking something, and listening to some of the tunes.
Yeah.
Your music, they have some meanings to them. So the first one you played, They Don't Want You. So tell me about that.
Well,
Sounds like there's a story behind that.
yeah, there's actually a story behind everything I do, but this one actually started off as a Slow the Cause song. So that's a song that I played in my band, Slow the Cause, and I wrote it. And I wrote it about a job that I had when I was a teenager and in my 20s. And I had this job for like 16 years. And I lost my shit one day and just went crazy. And so I went home and I wrote a song about it. And so that is the song that I wrote about quitting that job. And I wrote the song, and then I actually went back to the job after I wrote it and showed everybody the song, the owners and stuff, the song and everything. And so, no hard feelings. They understand, when you're at a place for 16 years, and eventually you have to just
Move on.
yeah, I guess. So that was my way of saying, fuck you, I quit, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, that I kind of gathered that because the lyrics in the song are kind of like say that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I worked for this company for a long time, and I felt like I should have gone a little further, and I didn't. So that was my way of saying, "Hey, listen up, listen to me." So yeah, that's the story.
Yeah.
And I'm not crazy anymore, but at that point in my life, I was at the end of the rope.
Yeah, I think we've all had days or months or times like that. What are so? Tell me a little bit about your music. What's are they all about experiential things that you're going through in your life? Are they aspirational? Or are they what's your motivation for some of these?
Okay, well, let's see. I played a song called "Segway," and that song was Mother Mammoth song, which is the metal band that I was in, and that actually was a calmer song that we did that
I
I
was going to
wrote.
say it didn't sound like you were doing metal, and
Yeah,
nobody
that was the one song that we kind of stepped out of the box and did.
Okay.
So very soulful.
Okay.
And basically, I had a friend that I really really cared about, and was having some trouble, and I was just trying to save them and get them out of that trouble and trying to stop the kind of lifestyle that they were living and trying to help them out. And that was my way of coping with it. And I just wanted them to know that I cared about what they were going through, and I didn't want to see the situation get any worse. And it started to come between our friendship. So that's what that song is about. Basically, wanting to be there to save somebody that needed help.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't want the help.
Right. So, my song "Prisoners of Love," that is the most one of the most important songs to me. And I wrote that song metaphorically to mean so many different things. I wrote that song from the perspective of somebody that would be trapped in a bad relationship, and just being trapped in a bad relationship, being a prisoner of love and wanting to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I also wrote it from the perspective of somebody that may, whenever you have a family member or somebody that passes away or goes to prison or something like that, it affects all your friends, it affects all your family, it affects your kids, it affects everybody that loves you. And so that's another angle that I wrote the song about. And if you listen to the song, you can hear several different metaphorical angles that I wrote the song for. So that's what that song's about. Trying to think what was the other one I did?
Well, you did Clouds. And
Clouds. That one is kind of self-explanatory. I'm a stoner. I'm bipolar. I have focal dystonia. I've had back surgery. I've been in a wheelchair. I've been through some shit. I have anxiety, and weed has helped me cope with a lot of things that medication couldn't help me cope with, and it saved my life. And so that's what Clouds is about kind of living in that dark depression, in that dark life, and wanting to get out of it and get away from it and smoke a joint and get above all the rain and clouds and just forget about it all. So, yeah.
Okay. Since we're on our roll here, Cruel and Ugly World.
Cruel and Ugly World. That song I wrote about a friend that means I have a huge amount of respect for, that I absolutely adore and love. And she was going through a divorce, and I was just watching her go through all that from an outside point of view, and you know, the things I started thinking about the things that come with a divorce. You know, you're for a second you're in love. For the next second, you're deciding who's going to own what. You're splitting your house up. You're splitting your cars up. You're splitting your kids up and everything. And so I wrote that song as kind of a hug to that person, and because I'm just her friend. I'm just a really good friend, and I wanted to just write a song to let her know, hey, I see you every day and what you're going through, and I just wanted to write a song to give her a hug. That's where it came from. Basically, we're in a cruel and ugly world, and you know, we all have to face it every now and then.
Yeah, so you're kind of you're taking the role of the hallmark of the song world. You, if you need a card, Aaron will write a song for you.
Pretty much.
Feeling depressed, Aaron's got it.
Yeah.
You had a bad day at work, Aaron's got it.
Yeah.
So just send some suggestions over to Aaron. Aaron's looking for some more new material to write about.
Yeah.
Blake, what would you have Aaron write about?
I don't know. You got me at when my brain is not functioning. This is what happens when you get. It's all the summer school stuff that I'm having to do. So I'm just.
There's a card for that, you know. Good for achievement.
I'm sure there is.
So, tell me a little bit about some of the experiences that you had. We were talking about the ask earlier, and you were sharing. So the ask is something that Blake and I kind of joke about, that sometimes you just have to ask.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised at what people are willing to do if you just ask them. You were telling me that you were playing before, when you were playing with Mother Mammoth, that you had a show at Gas Monkey and you reached out to Breaking Benjamin. They showed up for your show.
Yeah. We were playing at Gas Monkey, and I had actually messaged the bass player on Facebook, and I'm a big dork. I was just goofing off, didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, he's going to not even see this, you know? Well, I went to the bathroom right before we were fixing to go on stage and play that show, and I come out of the bathroom, and here's Breaking Benjamin and the dudes from Star Set sitting at a table fixing to watch us play our set. Like, I'm so unprepared, and I'm like freaking out. So yeah, that was a nervous experience.
And your guitar player said what?
Oh, our guitarist got sick, like, all of a sudden during that particular instance, and wasn't feeling up to going on stage. And I was like, dude, go on stage.
So the funny thing, Aaron and I were talking earlier, that we put on these these little performances, we put on our festivals, we do these podcasts all the time, but it's surprising how many bands or band members have stage fright, even though they're performers. And it's just the environment is different. Sometimes it's who's in the audience. Sometimes it's just like playing in an unfamiliar room that does it. But I do find that fascinating, that sometimes you can do it all day long, and then all of a sudden it's a different day, and it hits you, and you're nervous and kind of jittery, and
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and with me, I have focal dystonia, so it's like a neurological thing. It's kind of like MS and Parkinson's, and so that's one reason why I sit down a lot when I play. I tried a couple of weeks ago to play. I did one song like standing up. My legs just started shaking uncontrollably, and if you watch the video, they started shaking when I was sitting down a second ago too, playing. And it's just a tick in my brain. So it's even worse for me. Like, because I have to deal with that. I have to deal with it in my fingers, in my hands, in my arms, in my legs. And basically, it's just like your muscles spasm and do all this craziness with your nerves.
Well, I couldn't tell from your playing was great. I couldn't tell that you had any of that that stuff going on.
I'm fighting it right now. Like,
yeah. Well, it's different circumstances. You know, the have y'all seen there's the lady who she's a musician who has Tourette's, and she has like these outbursts. She has control issues with it. Admittedly, a lot of what she says is I can't even say the word contextually. What she says is entertaining. It's interesting. But it's more in the I can't believe she just said that, but it actually makes sense in the context of what she's saying.
Yeah.
But like getting in front of a camera and being able to do that, knowing that you've got that kind of that involuntary type of a thing happening is pretty amazing. To be able to just move on and perform just goes to show you that nervousness, stage fright shouldn't, it just go out there and do what you got to do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, you've been playing for a while. Tell me about some of the wildest things that you've seen or experienced as a musician.
Wild things I've seen as a musician.
I'm sure you've seen some things. Something that really happened. I can't believe that happened to me. That happened to somebody else. The stage that was impossible to get onto or off of, or that you had equipment malfunctions are usually a thing that comes up.
Let me think.
Best moment, worst moment.
I don't know. You may have stumped me on that one.
That's okay. All right. That's okay. We can kind of move on. So you grew up. You said that you played in Deep Elm a lot. In what time frame?
So Slow the Cause was probably back in 2008, 2010, maybe.
Okay.
And we were together for 4 or 5 or 6 years.
Who were some of the bands that other people might have heard of that you played with?
Okay, so back then there was System Overload, there was Light the Fire, there was Black Tie Vendetta, there was
Light the Fire's still around.
Serosia. Yeah, Light the Fire is definitely still around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Last Day Living. Rivet Head.
Okay.
That's
a band I haven't heard the name in a minute.
There's so many. I'm just trying to think.
So in all those shows and fests and all that stuff, what's your favorite? Like, who did you enjoy playing with the most, or dislike playing with the most?
I really can't say that I've disliked playing with anybody. I've never had any kind of major drama on stage. Like, I've always got along with all the bands that I've played with, and I think it's very important to get along with all the bands because that's the whole point. You're building a community, and everybody should get together and come.
Oh, it would be
to
great.
Each other's shows,
It would be great. It's not.
I know it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, we encounter drama. There are some people out there that are definitely have some drama going on.
Yeah.
So, it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
I can definitely give a shout out. Could I give a shout out to some local bands that are kicking ass right now?
Sure.
Okay, so one of the bands right now, matter of fact, the guitar player just actually recorded my music video for me, and this band is called Nova Riot, and you guys should definitely check that band out because they're awesome.
That's great. We met Nova actually. It was Orion in Nova, right?
Yep.
We met them at Underdog. We were doing Chaz's show. We were actually running sound for Chaz's show, and they're great. They've got some new music out too.
Yeah, they've got a new album coming out in October, and so I'm excited about it. And I've heard their next single, and it's really good. And I'm not sure when it's coming out, but y'all need to look out for it. But yeah, I'm still listening to Serosia. I'm from the Fair to Midland era, so I like Fair to Midland. I grew up with those guys.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Of course, Greenville, there's Radish, Ben Quayler, Colin Ray. Greenville's got so many big artists that came out of that area.
Let's so I got a list for you. So Nova Riot and Fair to Midland. Tell them you're playing in October. Let's see if we can maybe get a really bad pun here, but get the band back together. Let's see if we can, maybe they'll be interested in playing or coming to see you play, or
the world would love that.
Yeah. You guys up for it? Nova Riot, you guys up for it? Fair to Midland? I mean, you have to tell. You know those guys, but maybe if you if you ask them.
I don't know that I've got that kind of pull, but it would be definitely awesome. I think the world definitely wants a Fair to Midland reunion. If it ever happens, I'm definitely gonna be there.
Well, you said you know a couple of those guys, right?
Yeah.
It starts with
but I don't have no pool.
Oh, just ask. You don't have to have any pool. I was like I was saying before. We were talking about LS DePario, the crazy drummer with the drinks coffee and plays like an orchestra with the other hand, blindfolded, seated backwards. I think he sits on his head sometimes when he's doing that. He had posted something on Facebook. And I replied back and got a response. So you never know.
Now another band that y'all need to check out. This is my producer's band, and it's called Charming Scars. And these guys are kind of shoegaze, indie, and
okay,
yeah, definitely check them out. And I might have a little pool with those guys.
Yeah, hit them up. We're recruiting for bands right now for Rockin' October. We have a few bands. We are looking for a few more. Aron's going to play. So I mean, if you enjoyed his performance earlier, you may get a chance to play in the same show with him, or he may get a chance to watch you play. So sign up. Go to rockinoctober.com. Reach out and call Aron if you know him. Tease him. Tell him you're going to turn off his amp when he's on stage, or something like that. Some encouragement,
Or hey, come and be my band. Yeah. I'll go on there with a full band.
Yeah, definitely. So, have you been playing solo for how long?
I've been doing the solo thing for probably about 2 years now.
Okay.
And when I first started, my producer really, actually I had a few people. I was going through one of the roughest times in my life. And so let me explain this to you. I didn't even explain this. I had back surgery. So I was in a wheelchair for 3.5 years.
Wow.
And they didn't think I was ever going to walk again. And that's whenever they diagnosed me with focal dystonia. They found out that I had focal dystonia. and on top of the back surgery.
So I don't even, I mean, you kind of briefly explain what it is, but I don't even, like, what is focal dystonia?
It's a neurological thing where your brain has tics, and it makes it's called the musician's disease, because a lot of musicians get it in their hand. You can see my hands look kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Like, I have muscle spasms in my hands, in my arms, in my legs, in my back. There's no telling where they'll show up or how they'll show up or when. Coldness causes it, anxiety causes it, just whatever. But anyway, so that's what I have. It's kind of like MS and Parkinson's. So I started walking with cane. Or actually, I have a friend that started a studio.
Okay.
And while I was in a wheelchair, and we started a band called the Division Fallacy, and we recorded about 15 songs pre-production, and while I was in the wheelchair, and so it was therapy for me. Everything that we wrote and sang about was me recovering. So after that, he joins Charming Scars. And he moves and opens up a studio in his house and opens up Native Analog Records. So Native Analog Records is my label. And he convinced me, since he was joining Charming Scars and doing that, his own thing, he convinced me to do my own thing. So I started writing some of my older stuff is more folky. So I just kind of played like 4 chords here and there and got used to it. Got over the jitters and all that stuff and learned as I went. And I think I've released like 8 songs in the last couple of years. And gradually I'm moving the direction that I wanted to move, which we talked about earlier, the atmospheric direction. And the music's gotten better. The last 3 songs that I've released, I actually played the guitar, bass, and the vocals on. Just didn't have a drum track on it. But it was very cool. If you listen to it, you can tell the bass is doing something completely different from the guitar, and it just adds a whole nother element to it. And that's what I mean when I say atmospheric. So that's the story about how I got to be a solo musician and how I ended up where I'm at. And I'm 45 years old, so a lot of the musicians that I used to play with, I grew up in the garage band era. A lot of those people have moved on, had families, and have serious jobs and everything, and they just, they're not about that life anymore. They're still musicians, but they're not out there.
I'll tell you what, just from our experience, because we see a lot of it, they will come back and decide as the kids get older and start getting into music or get other interests or whatever it is, that there's an old set of drums that's sitting in the garage somewhere, or a bass or a guitar or something that and a calling, because we have a lot of bands that come back and it's like, I miss this and I think I want to give it a shot again and go do something. And maybe they're not the same level of I'm going to burn down the world seriousness that you have when you're 18, but still, hey, I want to put out something that's decent and I can do it now. And I think that's a real thing that I've witnessed time and time again. We worked with so we just finished doing our 16th and 17th festival days, and I call them festival days because when we do these festivals, the very first one we did was October of 23, and Blake, what did we have, 8 bands on that one? Do you remember? 7 bands, 8 bands? Yeah, it was, every time that we do a festival, it is pretty much a full day type of a deal, and so we have gone through and had probably, and I think our smallest fest was 7 or 8 bands. Our largest festival day is 13. This past weekend we had 13 on one day and 10 on the other, so 23 bands, which is a lot for a weekend. Historically, we've had them the same weekend. We've had them consecutive weekends, 2 consecutive Sundays or something like that. But we've gone through and witnessed and had 170-ish bands that have played through all of our festivals. Some of them played multiple times, so it's, unique bands is 120, 130, whatever it is. But we've seen this happen a lot, that you've got bands that come in, they're the high school bands. And you got bands that come in, they play, and they're kind of your age, my age, whatever, right, that are coming back to it again and discovering it. And a lot of bands in between too, that are in there. But don't give up hope that some of your old bandmates may come back to you. And, maybe reach out to them and prompt them, because they may be ready.
We're all still real good friends, all of us. So it could happen. And regardless if it happens or not, I'm going to continue doing music for the rest of my life. It's like it's something I have to do. It's not something I do for money. It's not something I do because I think I'm going to be famous or whatever. It's something I do for therapy.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a lot of your songs are therapeutic. I made the joke about the Hallmark cards and all that, but it is. I can tell the therapeutic value of I hate this job and stick it to the man. And or you're my bud and I want to give you a hug, and I can tell the therapeutic value of what you're writing, and I think a lot of people have that.
And I'm a very passionate, lovable person. So that may sound cringy to a lot, but it comes out in my music. I can't hide it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I like your music, and it was very enjoyable to listen to you play.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And I appreciate the support, and we've seen you commenting, and other people, please, out there, engage, be part of the community that we're building here. Aron's done a great job of trying to engage. You can do that too. We'd love to have you comments and come out to some of the festivals, engage in commentary, meet Aron, or meet me, or meet some of the other people. Would be great.
Get on the show in October.
Yeah.
There's 2 shows, October 24th and 25th.
Yep.
Yeah. Get on.
Saturday, Sunday. Should be fun. So anyway, where can people find your music and and are you on socials? Are you on streaming services?
Okay, so if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Aron Drum. That's my name, and I have a regular page, and I'm not ashamed to use that and be a real person and communicate with people through that. Or I have my band page, Aron Drum Music. Also, you can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Disco Kid. I just found out today my music's on Amazon. So there's all kind of places that you can find me. Just kind of.
And did you have a website?
Aron Drum is how you spell my name.
Did you have a website also? Website?
Oh, nativeanalogrecords.com. And I think I have it branches from that. My music page is on the label page.
Okay,
so
great, excellent. Well, Aron, thank you for being with us today. I appreciate it. I know we got started a little bit later than we normally would, but thanks for being a trooper and hanging out with us, and for playing, and can't wait to see you in October.
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, man.